Well, that's also stuff. Did you have any commercial thoughts with the new album? Like, okay, this might sell better. This better leave out the solo for commercial reasons or whatever.
No, we're not really that kind of band. We don't really write albums for singles. Even with each album, even though it has singles, we don't choose them really. We let other people really choose them because our job is done once the album is done. Choosing a song over another one for me is like choosing like which kid is your favorite or something, or what, so it's all just the same to me. So if you like song A and you don't like song B and you want that to be the single, well then go ahead. We wrote those songs, it doesn't matter. It's not as if you're choosing the cover song we did over the original. You're just choosing one original song over another. So for us, it doesn't matter. For this album, we thought that there was a certain other song that we thought would have been the single, but we got outvoted by people who listened to the album and liked it, by people at the label, and just usually with singles, it's good to talk to girls. Girls have this
emotional,
innate ability to choose singles, and so it's not us. A lot of times bands get mixed up with being too close to a song. Like, for example, a guy in a band or a musician will like a song because he likes the way the riff sounds that he played on that song, but the overall song isn't a single, but he'll vote for that one. So we like to step back and we'll give our opinions, but we also know that it's not the final decision.
Okay. Well, that's something for translation now.
Yeah, right.
Also das war jetzt eine riesen Fragen-Episode. Ich habe erstmal gefragt, wegen dem Produzenten, ob Sie mit einem Produzenten zusammengearbeitet haben. Ja, haben Sie. Könnt ihr dann auf der Platte nachlesen. Also seit den letzten 3 Platten arbeiten Sie jetzt mit dem gleichen Produzenten zusammen. Tell the name again of the producer. It was?
Matt DiMatteo.
Matt DiMatteo. Und dann habe ich gefragt, inwiefern der Produzent jetzt mit beteiligt war an der Songstruktur oder an den Ideen, und Danko hat gemeint, er war schon mit beteiligt, aber es war also ein Geben und Nehmen von Ideen. Der Produzent hat mal eine Idee gegeben und dann haben sie eine Idee und dann haben sie geguckt, vielleicht ist jetzt die Bridge hier oder hier besser. Und dann habe ich am Schluss noch gefragt, ob er denn auch irgendwelche kommerziellen Interessen verfolgt hat in dem Album, und er hat gemeint, nee, also gar nicht. Das sind alles gleichwertige Songs und es geht dann im Endeffekt nur darum zu entscheiden, was wird jetzt die Single, und das haben die Leute dann entschieden. Er hat es verschiedenen Leuten vorgespielt und er sagt, vor allem die Frauen haben da ein besonderes Händchen dafür, rauszufinden, was eine Single wird. Und ich denke mal, das war wahrscheinlich auch der Grund, warum Full of Regret jetzt die erste Single-Auskopplung wird. Well, let's talk about the new album and the video for Full of Regret.
Sure.
Is the first name that came to my when I read it was Elijah Wood, of course, the big star.
Yeah. Yeah.
And would you say there's any difference in the making of this video compared to the ones before? Is it more professional, or now that you have famous actors?
Actually, quite the opposite. This was done very, very quickly, whereas a lot of our older videos were with a little bit more preparation, even though those were quite quickly done too. But this one, we asked the directors to do it with a week and a half of preparation. We just basically asked them, and they flew out to LA. They live in New York. The Diamond brothers are the directors, these 2 brothers. Mm-hmm. And we've been friends with them for a few years. They're in a band themselves, and so we know them through their band. But we also know that they do videos and stuff. When they heard the song, they offered to direct, and we already had a friend of ours who was going to direct. But one thing didn't happen, and another thing didn't happen. So things were kind of, fates were actually moving to their side, and so they jumped on board. And they're friends with Elijah Wood, and they've told me in the past that Elijah's a fan. And that's cool. But then when they called and said Elijah's on board for the video, when we didn't even ask, that wasn't even a discussion when we asked them to direct the video, that was pretty cool. So then they called back and they said Selma Blair might be in it as well. So we're kind of saying we should step up our game, and let's make a call to Lemmy. So we called Lemmy, and he said yes, and we called Mike Watt, and he said yes, and before we knew it, we had 4 cameos from some pretty well-known people. And that in itself made the video very more memorable than anything we've ever done. We shot it in LA over 2 days. We've never done a video shoot for 2 days. It's always one day, very quickly as well. And so even though there wasn't enough prep time, not enough pre-production, the production itself was longer, and just the people involved in it were a little greater, and hopefully, I haven't seen a cut of it yet, but probably by the time this airs, it would be out.
Yes.
And it's just a step up. I've seen the rushes, and it's just 1 or 2 steps up than we're used to. So it should be a pretty banging video.
Okay, also es geht um das neue Video. Da sind wirklich Stars jetzt vertreten. Also 4 haben wir jetzt aufgezählt. Elijah Wood, Selma Blair, Lemmy from Motorhead, right?
There's only one Lemmy, man. Yeah.
Lemmy von Motorhead und das Mike Watts. Und es wurde von den Diamond Brothers, die führten Regie. Und ich meine, es war einfach eine unglaubliche, glückliche Zusammenstellung von Zufällen. Es hätte eigentlich ein Freund von ihnen Regie führen sollen, der konnte dann nicht. Und plötzlich hatten die 4 Stars da am Start. Und jetzt, ja, das Video werdet ihr, ich denke mal, würdet jetzt schon draußen sein, könnt ihr euch angucken. Und allgemein ist einfach ein großer Schritt vorwärts in Professionalität. Last question.
Okay.
Well, I would say that you're pretty successful with what you're doing, and because it's not some plastic pop stuff, where it's straight ahead rock and roll.
All right.
What would you say? What's responsible for your success? Is it the constant touring? Is it that you're just working professionally? What's your opinion?
It's a combination of those. I mean, a little bit of perseverance, a little bit of hard work. And I'd like to think the songs are good as well. A lot of people wrote us off within the first couple of years we were around in Canada, and we kept sticking around. Then we made it over to Europe, and it sounds bad, but having practiced in Canada, we went over to Europe, and things have been great ever since so far. They've just been getting better and better. But that's easier said than done. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance in the midst of people telling you that you suck, you can't do it, don't waste your time, don't quit your day job, all this kind of stuff. You just keep doing it. Of course, you also get some positive feedback as well, and that helps you keep going. But the biggest thing is, the hard work and just not stopping, because there's a lot of great bands out there that can't handle the work and they stop, or it's just not happening as fast as they want it, so they stop. Or there's just a bunch of egos that need to be satiated and they stop. So there's so many barriers in your way in this rock and roll biz, and like you started off saying, it's not pop stuff. So you don't see a quick payback right away. Yeah. If you're in the pop world or whatever's hot right now, it's immediate. You get an immediate response, and so you can keep going. But the turnover rate is so high that you're in one day and you're out the next. Whereas rock and roll is a slower path. It's longer and it's meandering and it's up and down and but it always is. And if you can steady the course, you can stick around for a while. It's a harder road to do because it's longer. It's a little bit more taxing and a little more stressful, but it works.
Ja. Ich habe noch als letztes die Frage gestellt. Ich denke, dass er ziemlich erfolgreich ist mit dem, was er macht, wenn man sich anguckt, dass es ja nicht irgendwie es ist keine Casting-Band. Und er hat gemeint, es ist wirklich, dass die einfach dran geblieben sind. Es gab immer wieder Rückschläge und die Leute haben gesagt, gib deinen Job nicht auf und ihr werdet es nie schaffen und so weiter, aber sie sind dran geblieben. Und er hat gemeint, einfach die harte Arbeit und die kontinuierliche Arbeit hat ihm im Endeffekt dann weitergeholfen, und ja, zu dem gemacht, was jetzt ist. Ich würde sagen, schon sehr erfolgreich. Danko, thanks a lot
All right,
for
thank you.
talking with us.
Right on.
And I'm looking forward to the new album and the video.
I am too. It's going to be awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. And Enterprise out. Beam us up.
Onura out.